We're standing outside our latest geothermal install, and right now, today, it's 0 degrees Fahrenheit, so that's 32 degrees below freezing, and it is cold. Now if you look behind me, you'll see a pond here, and this is actually where we're getting our geothermal heat from. It's hard to believe that you can have a pond that's totally frozen over, and yet we're pulling heat out of that pond to heat our building. And so for us to really show you exactly what we've done, we have to go back in time, back to the fall time, so that we can show you what we've done. The first part of construction begins with digging the trench from the air handler room out into the pond. It's fairly narrow, only about 2 feet wide and about 4 to 5 feet deep. These are only going to hold the 2-inch tubes that feed inside to the outside section. You can see quite a few rocks, and we'll discuss that more in a few minutes. Near the pond, you have to be careful and dig so that you don't pollute the pond. As part of DEC regulations, extra care has to be provided. Here's the special hose that's used. It's specifically designed for geothermal applications and a little thicker than the well polyethylene pipe. These are the headers that are used for the hoses, the 1-inch hoses that we're using. We have 10 1,000-foot lengths. Here you can see it's a slinky style design of all the hose, and you can see here 6,000 feet, almost well, over a mile of hose here on the ground. We're back to the trench now, and you'll notice that as the tubes are going in the ground, we're putting a plastic casing around them to protect them from the sharp rocks so as to not to puncture any of the hoses. And this, of course, will be backfilled. Here we're getting some of the church members to help us Sunday morning after church to help pull it into the pond. You can imagine how heavy this is. There's no water in it yet, and it would be much heavier, but even the empty hoses still requires quite a few people to muscle it in, and here you see it being pulled and pushed into the pond. Many hands make light work. So here it is being floated out into where it's going to be anchored. As you can see, it's still floating, and what's going to happen as we begin to fill it with the antifreeze water mixture, it will sink. We still had to add some sandbags to cause it to stay down, but it really didn't require too much, about 700 or 800 pounds of sand. And here it is in its final position before we let it go to the bottom of the pond. So next, we're going to move inside. This here is the air handler room in which we have 2 5-ton geothermal units installed. And you can see them here. They work very well, and you can see the tubing that runs out. And there's the circulators on the wall. We also have pressure gauges to show the pressure in and out for the water, as well as, hopefully I can get in close enough here, you can see the temperature. The temperature of the water coming in is just a little over 40 degrees and going out generally around 35 degrees.